So Greg Balls is our special guest this morning. Greg, you may not know, is a coach and performance coach besides an entrepreneur and business owner. Greg, as you've coached folks, have you noticed that there's patterns that hold people back or, inhibit people from achieving the goals that they deserve and want?
Absolutely. So, Mark and I was talking right before we went live, and we're looking at several things and kind of several topics. And the two main topics that we're kind of honing in on are things like time and money, because time and money are both such great indicators of really more foundational problems. Time and money is the flashy exterior. It's the outside stuff, but time and money issues always come down to core issues are typically what we're talking about based around things like clarity and fear and purpose. If you get those things lined up, then the money and time issues kind of solve themselves. So I think that's what Mark and I wanted to chat real quick about. So you jump in there, Mark.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, when we have clarity, when we get clear on our purpose, that brings focus and drive. And when we're not clear, it brings indecision and stress. Right?
Yeah, I'm surprised how discipline plays into this. The people I know that, they still actually, it's amazing to me how many people don't even have a budget anymore. Like, and a budget is a representation of a disciplined mindset when it comes to money. A schedule is a representation of a disciplined mindset when it comes to time. And so, but so many of us, because it's been such a point of frustration, we've almost just have given up even trying. Like, it's like New Year's resolutions. Like, why do I even want to bother? But here's the thing, I've said it 1,000 times. Freedom without discipline is actually bondage in disguise. And so if you truly want freedom, real freedom, that you can make choices, that you can have joy, that you don't have to feel the stress and pressures of the world, that freedom only comes through discipline. And that discipline, it has to be with scheduling, it has to be with budget, and it has to be going, I'm intentionally putting restraint on my life, knowing that's the best thing for me.
Yeah. Greg, I was doing a blog article the other day and I had the word discipline in it. And someone advised me, take that word out.
Yeah.
I said, why? Oh, that's a negative word. Nobody likes it. I said, well, good. That's the point I'm trying to make. What you just made is, discipline can be a good word, right?
Right. Absolutely. We see this with kids, how none of us like seeing kids that have no discipline in their life. The ones that when they don't get the right Crayola color at the restaurant, now all of a sudden they're freaking out because they're so impulsive. But we have to ask ourselves, how much different are we? Like, when we see something on Amazon, do we instantly put it in the cart and it's there within 24 hours? Like, that's the exact same impulse. There's one guy, Jonathan, I can't remember his last name. He calls it the hedonic treadmill. And he goes, most, especially Westerners, are on this treadmill. And the treadmill is we're running after something, but we really don't know what it is. And so we see little trinkets that are in front of us and we start justifying and we go, man, if I can get that, then I'll be happy. And so we go and we run and run and run and we get it and we open it up and we go, okay, what's next? And we're just on this treadmill running faster and faster and faster. I think it's worse than it's ever been because of this. We know the saying, keeping up with the Joneses. Look, that used to be 10 people in our office, some people in our neighborhood, and maybe 10 or 20 family members and friends. But it's so much worse now because now keeping up with the Joneses is 3,500 people on Facebook and these curated lives that they put forward. Right. And so we just have to get to the place where we go, no, for me, what's my clarity? What's my purpose? What disciplines do I need to bring into my life to truly bring happiness and success? And here's the key. It's not more money and it's not more time. See, right. Time and money are resources. They're not solutions.
It's funny. Dave Ramsey was doing some posting over the weekend in one of our agents whose name is Kevin Jones. And he used the example of keeping up with the Joneses. and our Kevin Jones is debt free. So he went in there and said, you can keep up with me or something like that. It was funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of David Ramsey, we've been doing some work with he and his organization, and I've always been impressed with their work. But he has this famous quote, which I've expanded. So it's the David Ramsey, Mark Johnson quote, because I've expanded his quote. But there are two types of entrepreneurs. The two types of entrepreneurs. The one type who tell their time and their money where to go, and the ones who wonder where it all went.
Mm.
Right? So, Greg, you're talking about discipline. I mean, those are the ones that tell their time and their money. It's time and money, not just the money. That's my part. I've added the time to it.
Yeah. No, that's really strong. And again, that goes back to what I'm saying. Time and money are not the problem. You have to get that in your head. It's the way we use those resources. Look, if you make $100,000 in the Metroplex, you can live a really great life. You really can. And I know a lot of people on here are making way more than that. I have a friend, real quick story. I have a friend that got a little too intoxicated during college. He walked out into the middle of his dorm completely naked. Thought it was the most embarrassing moment he ever had in his life. He lost his baseball scholarship. Absolutely horrendous moment. And I was talking to him a few months ago. Now he has a mortgage that he really can't afford, 2 kids, massive car payments, so stressed within his family, undisciplined financially, even though he makes a very large salary. And here's what he said. He goes, I thought walking out naked in front of a dorm and hundreds of college students was the most stressful, worst day of my life. But now I live something even worse. And I just thought, what a tragedy that is. And it's not the money issue. It's the discipline and the clarity of what are you truly going for that really matters.
Yeah, the clarity and the purpose. What I've noticed in all the folks that I coach and work with directly is, you can build your business by chance, or you can build it by choice, right? So my mantra, Greg, has been leave nothing to chance. And that's kind of what the Dave Ramsey quote is saying. Hey, you can tell your time and your money where to go through your discipline and your routines, or you can, just let it work out by chance. And how's working by chance working for you?
Yeah. Here's the positive note. I know that we're almost done here. Here's the positive note that I would give you. If right now, if you have credit card debt, if you don't have 3 to 6 to 9 months worth of savings, which in this industry you absolutely need to have, if you don't have, Dave Ramsey would call it an emergency fund, $1,000 to $3,000 just cash in case the tires go out or whatever it is. Here's the encouraging thing is you can be in a radically different spot than you are now in 6 to 12 months from now. Like radically different. You cut out some Starbucks, you change some spending habits, you start being intentional and have some clarity and discipline, radically different spot with your wealth. If you set a schedule and some discipline, you share that with people, you hire a coach or get some accountability with your time and production, you can be in a radically different spot just by Q4 of this year. So if you're not where you want to be, look, there is a path and a plan to get you there. I 100% promise you that. But here's the thing, if you keep doing the same thing, Mark, what type of results are they going to get?
You're going to get the same results.
The same results. Absolutely.
What is that? That's the definition of craziness, thinking, well, I'm just going to do the same thing harder. And now, Greg, you may or may not know this, but we just released to the entire JPAR Nation all over the country the financial app Hurdler for everyone in the JPAR Nation. It's now part of our tech stack. We felt so strongly that not only are we all about productivity and service and integrity, but we're also about building wealth. And so everyone has access to the Hurdler app. There's training on the Facebook Live on the JPAR Nation page that you can go back and watch from some of the details. Very easy to learn. We have a number of David Ramsey coordinators throughout the JPAR Nation. I know of at least 6 that we have. I think Pam is on today. Helen Hackworth and many others are certified. Maybe that's a small group. That's another thing, Greg, that we just rolled out is a small group app where it's easy for people to find and connect into small groups. maybe one of the groups you need to think about creating is a financial accountability small group. You can do that anywhere in the JPAR nation. Someone from Maryland and Michigan and Texas and Florida. You could have a virtual group of folks all over. So hurdler and small groups fit right into what we're talking about here today, Greg.
Man, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to get my license and join JPAR just so I can have some of these cool tools that all of you have. This is amazing. Definitely take advantage of it. Here's maybe how I would start that small group if you get it with people with finances, is have other people in your group go through your Facebook page and then go, what do you think my income is? And here's my guess is if they think your income is substantially higher than what you deep down know it actually is, then you're living up to the Joneses. You're putting on a posturing, and that's where you need to stop and start to change things.
Yeah, well, there we go. Well, that's our morning club for this August 2nd, 2021. Clarity in everything we do. Without clarity, we just have confusion, indecision, and stress. With clarity, we can direct our time and our money where we want it to go with more purpose. So Greg, it's always a pleasure to have you on. We want to get you back soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There we go. All right. With that, let's wrap it up, and we'll be back in the morning with another episode of the Morning Club. Until then, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. Take care.